What's going on, Xbox fans? You're now rocking with your boy KOR Str8Murda and listening to straight Podshots. I'm gonna jump right in and just get to the point. Today I want to focus on the Kinect, and I want you guys to try to get this message to Phil Spencer and the Xbox development teams if you possibly can. This is what I think about Kinect and why I think that it fails at motion gaming. Don't get me wrong. I love the Kinect and what it does right. Facial recognition, voice control, heart rate monitoring when I'm working out. It does all those things right. But when it comes to motion gaming, depending on what the games is, when you start really getting into those things, it fails. And I'm going to explain to you the reason why it fails. The Kinect fails because it's simple. You probably didn't notice it. And I'm sure that the Xbox team knows. And I'm sure that Phil Spencer knows. But I'm going to tell you exactly why it fails. It only captures you from the front of your body. It's simple. You know, if you ever watch the documentary of when Rare were making the Kinect Sports rival games, and they show you how to build a champion, the thing scans your face and it scans your body. But it only puts, like, I guess you can kind of call it like a painted sheet of the front of your body. If you pan that camera, because they do pan it, there's nothing behind you. There is no sides because there's no camera behind you. The problem with the Kinect is they need a second camera. Bottom line, you need a second camera that uses Wi-Fi direct and is fast enough to get that calculation directly back to the Kinect to capture a person in a full 3D environment. Until then, the Kinect will be a gimmick at motion controls. And the only way it will work if it says better with Kinect. Meaning you'll be using a controller for your motion and a few hand gestures here or there to actually make the game work. The sad part about it is that in order for it to work, and until then, it will be looked at as a gimmick to a lot of people on the outside. Us Xbox fans knows how fantastic it is. But for motion gaming, we also know how it can be gimmicky. You know, you play a game like Kinect Sports Rivals Tennis, or anything where you have to move your body a certain way, you get these kind of discombobulated arms and legs and things like that because of the simple fact that the Kinect's not registering those body parts and those body movements fast enough because the mocap is only for the front of your body. But if you had your body in a 3D space, that wouldn't be an issue because your whole body's movement would be captured. You wouldn't have the whole bam leg twisting thing like when they first announced the Kinect. You know what I'm saying? How you could fix that is not to focus on motion gaming, but to focus on the strengths of the Kinect. It's almost like I remember playing the original Resident Evil, and you walk down the hallway and the dog jumps out of the freaking window. And, you know, it's back in the day, so you're trying to shoot the dog, and the dog is like ninja dog, like the dog was, you know, hanging out with Naruto or something. And it's dodging you, and you can't hit the dog, but eventually you either kill it or it killed you. The bottom line is that in order for that to work properly, or to make it even more innovative in today's standards, is to take the cloud plus the Kinect and its heart rate monitoring to a whole nother level and combine the two. If I'm walking down the hallway, the cloud, the Kinect, and the Xbox will decide whether or not to release that dog through the window based on my heart rate. Maybe I was just in an intense gun battle with a giant monster or something, and I walk down the hallway and it says, hey, his heart rate is over 120. Let's not release the dog. You know, or maybe my heart rate's at 90. And I go into a room and the cloud generates 25 zombies in a room and I only have 4 rounds. These things have to be calculated on the fly. If you really want to boast about the cloud and you really want the Kinect to work properly, you have to focus on the strengths, not the weaknesses. My wife plays a game called Dance Central. She loves it. The greatest thing about that game is that it really captures you point for point, but it also captures you from the front. She never does a movement where she has to turn her body completely in a 360 because of the simple fact that when you do that, the game doesn't pick you up too correctly because, once again, those mocap dots aren't behind you. It's in front of you. So when it comes to certain games, yes, it'll work as long as you're standing straight. But if you think about anything where you have to bend your arm or turn it, like if you're playing tennis and you have to hit a backhand and you have to put that tennis racket in front of you, your arm will get discombobulated because it takes too long for the mocap dots to hit the arm and pick it up. So what Microsoft has to do is focus on what the Kinect does well. It's almost like you look at back in the day when Metal Gear Solid was out. In order to beat Psycho Mantis, you had to take the controller and put it in port 2. You have to get innovative. If Microsoft has a machine that has multimedia functions, why not use it? What if I'm playing a new Metal Gear or I'm playing a new Perfect Dark and I get a phone call from a spy, another spy or an anonymous person? Instead of me getting it through the game, why not have Skype call me? Why not have Skype automatically snap and call me? You know, you guys have to do that. You know, make it work. It almost seems like a realistic call. It would catch everyone off guard. Everybody would be caught off guard with that in that game. It would be talked about forever. Dude, you remember that time we played such and such and such, and we was playing the game, and all of a sudden we got a call, and I'm like, who the hell is calling me? And the thing slides over by itself, and it comes on, and it starts talking, and it's like a real person. That's nothing but a voice over IP call from, you know, the servers to your Xbox. It's not hard to do. You know, implementing it may be slightly difficult, but dude, use the machine. Use everything that you have at your advantage to make the Kinect worth it, because motion controls aren't going to do it right now. If you want it to work, you make a second camera and get those calculations in with the other mocap dots on the back of the person to get them in a 3D space. Until then, focus on what it does work, which is the heart rate, which is your voice, which is facial recognition. Those things is what you guys have to focus on. Move around the room, say, hey, I'm over here, and have guys go in that direction while your character is still in the same spot. You know, being able to see someone's face or your heart rate if you're being interrogated with a lie detector machine in your game. Based on your heart rate, you could tell if it's a lie because you know the truth. Those are innovative things or innovative ways of doing things that the Kinect does well. As of right now, motion gaming isn't one of them. Peace.
Killing spree.